A scalping group bragged that they nabbed 2,000 PlayStation 5s from a store called Game out in the UK. It's basically a GameStop for us in the US. They bragged on Twitter saying, quote, over 2,000 checkouts successfully logged for today's game restock on the PlayStation 5. Just keeps getting easier every time. Obviously, people were upset, and they expressed their upsetness at the person who tweeted that out, and it was so bad that the person had to set their Twitter profile to private, deservingly so, because you deserved all of that. But there were some people on Twitter who explained why they scalped the consoles. I don't know if it was particularly with this incident or past incidents, but this is what this person had to say. Quote, I lost my full-time job due to the pandemic. I have bills to pay. To do that, I am selling a PlayStation 5. I have bills to pay, and this is how I can currently pay them in the pandemic. If people are fortunate enough to be able to afford a PlayStation 5, they are not in the position I am. You're right. If I'm in the position to buy a PlayStation 5, I am certainly not in a position to be able to buy 2,000 PlayStation 5s. Now, here's the thing. I'm not blaming the hustle. I get hustle. Sometimes you just got to go out and get your grind on and get that bread however you can get it. I'm totally 100% for that. But this is one of those kind of things where it's just like, nah, bro, go look for a job. Because you over here wasting more time trying to do this than you are trying to get a job. Because when you're waiting for the next shipment of PlayStation 5s or Xbox Series X's, you could be looking for a job. You actually might get a job by that time. So you're trying to tell me that this is what you're doing in the meantime during the pandemic instead of setting yourself up for the potential of either another job or whatever the case may be. Not only that, this doesn't even take any skill. Like, what do you go get the bot, you release the bot on whatever retailer, the bot does all the work, and then you sell the PlayStation 5s. What work are you doing? There's nothing going on with that. Now, I've also heard from previous times there's people who feel like, they got families to take care of. So this is what they're doing in the meantime. I'll just be full out honest. I don't think they actually have families to take care of. Because let's say you didn't have a family. Let's say you were out on the streets. Let's say you was trying to get your significant other. You was trying to find somebody you wanted to love. And you went on a date with that person. And your date asked you, what do you do for a living? And you said, well, I lost my job during the pandemic, but for now, I'm scalping PS5s. Really? Like that's going to be your answer? Let's say you did have a family. Let's say these people actually had families, whoever, significant other, you're wedlocked, you have children, whatever the case may be, you got a family. You lose your job because of the pandemic. Tough times. I get it. You sit down with your significant other to game plan what's going to happen. And you tell your significant other, you know what I'm going to do in the meantime? I'm going to scalp PS5s. Under no circumstance do I think that is going to be something that's passable with your significant other. I just don't think. That's my litmus test to tell whether or not this is true or not. Because it doesn't make sense. I don't think anybody would fly with that. Because it's not consistent. You don't do work all the time. It's not something you could do long term. Because guess what? Once the PS5s are mostly bought by the general public, what are you going to move on to next? Shoes? Like what are you going to do? Like is the scalping life now you're going to be your life? I just don't think it's something that's real. Like it's just not. All this sounds like is just a ploy for easy money. And it won't last. So it's just like, yo, go get yourself a real job. Go find one. And if you can't, go get a different hustle. Like, this ain't it. Now, Game did respond by suggesting that they haven't confirmed the pre-orders because they have a process. You can only, there's only limited one per customer. So these are all pre-orders. So they actually may not go through because of the process game has, which is basically they're going to look through all the pre-orders and make sure that it is only purchased by one person. What I don't know is if the bot can make it look like one person bought, 2,000 versions of the PlayStation 5. Hopefully that's not the case, but if it is, well, this is a bummer. But this is exactly why more needs to be done other than just limiting one per customer and searching over the pre-orders and making sure that it is limited to one per customer. Now, the UK is actually looking into enacting legislation that would stop bots and scalpers from doing this. And that's fantastic. I love the way that sounds. Doesn't sound like that's happening in the US, but good for the UK. But I feel like even for the US, a lot of people bring up the fact that, well, retailers aren't going to do something like that. Insert some sort of blocks or something so it's harder for scalpers to do this kind of thing because they're going to get their money either way. They got the money, so who cares how they got the money? But the thing is, with items like these, with the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X, retailers don't need to be afraid about not getting their money in case bots get in, because at the end of the day, the people who are scalping, they're looking for the hot items because they want people to go to them desperately and pay more than what the scalper had to pay for it, right? So if retailers insert some sort of block or some sort of slowdown, something to make it harder for scalpers to do their work, they're still going to get their money because people want the PlayStation 5. So the PlayStation 5 will sell out without the bots because people want it. People are so desperate to get one, they're ready to throw down their $400 to $500 for the PlayStation 5, and retailers can't seem to understand that even if they still put in the blocks to slow down the bots, you're still going to get their money. The only time they won't, it won't be like a guaranteed get their money is when it all slows down. When people already have the PlayStation 5. There's so many PlayStation 5s out there that it's just not selling at the same rate, which no retailer would expect it to. So while it's hot, it's going to sell out. The Xbox Series X will sell out. The PlayStation 5 will sell out so long as people want it. And people want them. That's why they're getting so mad about these bots and scalpers. It's something so easy to implement. It doesn't really take that much thought into it. I'm not saying it doesn't take time to actually implement the measures, but it's an easy idea to go with. If somebody suggests, hey, I think we should put in something to slow these bots down or to completely eliminate them from scalping so that customers can actually get what they want to purchase. Yeah, okay. How long will it take? I don't know, but let's do it. It's an easy decision to make. If you enjoyed this video, please click or tap that thumbs up button, however you do the thing. Also, we have plenty of gameplay videos on this channel for games coming out and are currently out. So if you haven't been able to get yourself a PlayStation 5 or Series X yet, hit the subscribe button and check back here for more on games you're looking forward to, all right? My name is Anthony Shelton. Thank you for watching. I'll talk to you later.